Hello everyone and welcome back to another YouTube video. So today I'm just gonna pick some random objects again and draw them again. Obviously I'll be talking about the rough story outline I've made up, but if you have any suggestions, because that's the way I'm doing this series, feel free to put them in the comments below. And yeah, let's just get right into it because I don't have an intro planned. Okay, so we are back in the random object section of Pinterest. And I think I'm going to run it how I did last time, where the more serious faction is more serious objects, and then obviously the less serious faction is less serious objects. Yeah. So let's just see if we can find something nice. I may or may not already know what I'm doing for my last one. Because I kind of just saw something and went, that's the one, but I could change my mind, to be honest. But we'll see. Also, I have my window open today, so I'm really hoping that doesn't, it's really hot outside, so I'm really hoping, my window being open is not going to mess with the audio. I've only, half opened it. It's on, the half lock. So, it shouldn't be too bad, but we'll see. So I think we're going to go with this one. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, so for this one, I kind of think I want to do, a guy. Because I did two girls in the last one. So if I do two guys in this one. But I kind of want to make him a little bit androgynous, if that makes sense. And yeah, if the window messes with the audio too much, I'll just do more voiceover rather than this sort of me talking. Hello everyone, it's voiceover Neve again. Yeah, I had to close down my editing software because it was messing around and I didn't want to lose the progress that I had done on the video. So I'm not exactly sure what I've said before this. But I think I'm just gonna talk about the actual character because I definitely didn't say anything about him. So this guy is the archivist of the place. So before we had our bookkeeper who keeps all these texts and stuff in safe condition. He's basically a librarian, whereas the archivist would be the one who collects the information, sorts it. So he's not a guard. He's more the bookkeeper isn't necessarily the guard, but the bookkeeper is the one that says you can take this book, but you can't take that book. Basically these are restricted or whatever. Whether the archivist is the one that would actually manage where all the books are and stuff, and compile the information to maybe write a new book, or and any notes you see in the books in the library slash archives would be by this guy. Again, he doesn't have a name, and so far our bookkeeper also doesn't have a name, so if you have any suggestions for them, the bookkeepers of the previous video, just leave them in the comments down below. But yeah, so he doesn't have a name. He's the guy that I was talking about before, that Astra, the only currently named one, tells the scary stories to, and he actually believes her, which he probably shouldn't. But when you've been in the business this long and you've seen as much things as he has, even some of the wildly out of proportion stories she makes up seem like they could be true. So you better safe than sorry, Also, if you're wondering if it was the window that made me have to do this voiceover, it wasn't. My window is currently open still. I just didn't talk. And also my pen for my display tablet died halfway through, so I had to connect it to my laptop. So I wasn't able to record the audio at the same time as me drawing. Also because sometimes when I'm drawing, I forget that I'm supposed to be talking. So I also actually didn't do a whole lot of talking in this video. So, there's me. So, yeah, I don't have much to talk about at the moment. It's nice I have Wednesday off of school because there's a trip on, and most of the people in my class are going, but I'm not because I don't feel like it. And I was just told just not to come into school, which is fair enough. Because there's only like 3 of us not going. And I have a reason for not going. I'm not saying it on YouTube, but I do have a reason for not going. I've gone on literally like every trip this year because, for those of you who don't know, in Ireland we have a thing called TY, which is like your work experience year, and that's the year I'm in. So you just like learn about the world and all, and you basically get as much out of the year as you put into it. So I've been trying to go on like all the trips, do all the things that like the school has done, do a lot of things outside of school, and I have been. I've had a really busy year actually, and there's a few projects and all that I don't know if I'll get done in school because I've been doing so much, but we'll see. Um, I'm assuming most places will have a year like it. It probably just won't have the same name, but that's what it's called in Ireland. You'll hear mixed opinions on it because some people will be like, oh, I did nothing in it, and some people will be like, oh, I did so much in it. And while it does kind of depend on if your school gives you opportunities to do things to a degree, you also kind of have to go out and find your own ones because, like, I know for a fact that I've said multiple times, I'm going to go do this for a week, I won't be in school, and they've been like, oh, okay, so long as you have like proof that you're doing that thing and not just staying at home. So I get the proof, I bring it in, and then everything's sorted. There's like paperwork things that you can like get sorted out and bring in. So I've been doing a lot. I went to a animation studio for a TY program that they had there for a week. I did a few shows. I did the pantomime in my school, which I don't know if everyone who's watching this will know what a pantomime is, but it's like taking the piss out of like known fairy tales, I guess. And they're a little bit offensive, but they're not offensive, especially in Ireland. I will admit. And also, if you go to one in Ireland, well, I definitely think they're the best ones I've ever seen. It's probably because a lot of the jokes that are in them are very conditional to where you are, so I'll get more of the jokes in Ireland. Whether if you were to go for one, I think they definitely do them in England. I don't know where else they do them. I don't like English pantomimes, but then again, I probably don't get half the jokes. So, Anyway, yeah, I definitely am running out of time on the voiceover thing, so I'm going to leave it there. So that concludes our first drawing and first character. On to the next one. Okay, so I think I've picked out my second object. I think it's cute. And I think we'll just start drawing. My pen will probably have enough charge to record the sketching phase while talking about it, and then I'll probably just have to give up, but we'll see. Okay, so we are going to start sketching. So for this character, I kind of have a little bit made up in my head for her. But I'm gonna let future me talk about her in more detail. I'm not very good at drawing children, as we will surely see very soon. How are you supposed to draw a child? What do children look like? Alternative title to this video, Neve struggles to draw a child for 45 minutes. Hi again, it's me. So this character is basically, to put it in short, she fell out of the sky. They were like, that's a child, whoa. And obviously this place, there's usually not children because the person who makes all these people usually makes them as adults so that they, have the maturity. So this child just dropped out of the sky, so obviously there's no children in this place. So everyone was like, what the hell is this small person? And then because of all this attention being put on the child, she obviously got upset because there was just a bunch of people around her like being like, what do we do with this thing? So she started crying, and when she started crying, the weather immediately shifted and started to rain. So basically, they've sort of realized that she is basically, if the child cries, it rains. If the child's happy, it's sunny, whatever. This is a small problem because she's a child and she is currently aging, so assumably she's going to be a teenager eventually, which no one's looking forward to. But anyway, so she's been, I don't know why they did this, but they've put her in charge of basically controlling the weather, and she's gotten a whole lot better at controlling the weather without like her emotions affecting it. So sometimes now she can cry without it just starting to like lash rain everywhere. Yeah, if she kind of forgets herself a bit, it will start raining when she cries. She has to try keep in the back of her mind, keep controlling the actual weather and don't let your emotions control it, basically. And our bookkeeper from our first video and kind of the archivist, not really. He's a bit too busy. I mean, both of them are busy, but as you would imagine, the archivist is normally constantly writing anyway. Kind of took her in a bit. I kind of just made that bit up because she kind of a little bit reminds me of the bookkeeper. So I was like, they could be like siblings. That would be so cute. So yeah, now they're kind of siblings. So that's something I just made up. Again, if you have names for her, put it in the comments down below. Another thing they're not aware of as of now is if she's going to, keep aging once she's an adult, or if she's going to stop aging. No one knows, so I guess they'll find out eventually. Also, the flowers in her hair, I like to imagine, will wilt when she's upset, because I think that's interesting. I don't know how to draw that, but we can pretend I do, and I can figure it out. Anyway, my brother is about to interrupt this entire thing. So here he is. Yeah. Yeah. That's in it now. Just so you're aware.
Yeah. What's name? Do you want lunch?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna do Lucky with the meatballs.
Cool.
And get the leftover pasta from you straight to the dog because we have no dog food.
Oh God.
Is that on tape too?
Yeah. The mic's on, like.
Well, hello, audience. Come down whenever, because Noki only takes 2 minutes. So
Okay.
It won't be long, so come down whenever you're finished, whatever you're doing.
Yep. Thank you, Jack, for that. Wonderful, wonderful content. Yeah, that was a bit of a nightmare to edit because I edited it before I sped up any of the other bits of the video, and then I had to try get it to snap back to the rest of the video, and you know what? You don't even want to know how long it took me to figure out how to do that without completely wrecking the bit I did. So we're not going to talk about it. So this pen lasted out longer than I thought it would, and that should take us to the end of our second character. So now it's on to our third and final character from the separate faction, obviously. And actually, now that I look at it, all the shading isn't done. Hold on. I just called a child an it. Ignore that. Don't cancel me. Okay. Now that that's done, I'm gonna move on to our third and final character. Obviously, from the different faction, and obviously not with a serious object, because why would I? I've picked my image for our final one. I think it's gorgeous. I think I can really come up with something here. I think I'll incorporate everything except for that weird pink thing in the corner. I think the paper towel is just a part of it, to be honest. Maybe, I don't know, I'll see what I come up with, but I think it's pretty good. Okay. So, it's gonna be a pretty chill dude. He's gonna be pretty cool. A cool, chill dude. Okay, so for this guy, I just sort of said, to be honest, his energy seems to perfectly match Astra's from the previous video. So I was just like, what if they were literally just like partners? Like, you know, they do all their work together. They both decided to become famous on Earth together. And they keep saying it's for their job. It's not really for their job, but it does help them in certain scenarios, so really it is for their job, you know? I like to think he's sort of like a hype man. Like, he doesn't really know what's going on most of the time, but he's trying his best and he's always really enthusiastic about it. That's the kind of vibes I'm getting from this guy. You know, he is based off of Worms on Strings, so, like, what other vibes would you get from him? If I'm honest, the bacon sunglasses are throwing me off a bit. Why did I give him bacon sunglasses? Because the image called for it. The image called for it. This is making random objects and images into characters, so you know, I had to do it. It had to be done. Someone had to do it, and it had to be me. So he's definitely, again, another extrovert. As I said, like, this faction is much more laid back, much more chill. He probably smuggles, like, you know, treats from Earth back to this place. You know, he probably smuggles everything every which way. He's definitely brought our little weather child from earlier. I don't know what else to call her, so she's going to be called the weather child from now until someone names her. But you know, I imagine he probably brings her a bunch of sweets and toys that she's not supposed to have, and he probably gets in a lot of trouble for that. But you know what? Why not? Why isn't he allowed to do that? Someone tell him, and maybe he probably won't understand. This guy probably has the IQ of a toothpick that's on fire. But, you know, that's kind of a vibe, so, you know, who cares? I can't wait to be, like, applying for a job years to come. And, like, I go into the interview and they pull this up and they're like, what were you doing in this video? And I'm like, good question. Okay, so I'm going to say this because I don't think it's very clear in, like, the drawing I did, but you might notice that I started off by making, like, the eyes of the worm's earrings and giving him all 4 of them. And then in this one, you might not be able to see it because, honestly, the way I drew it isn't very clear, but his headphones are supposed to be those eyes, and there's only 2 of them. I kind of wish there was 4, but that's just the way it ended up being. I just sort of saw the pose he was in and was like, he seems like a DJ to me. So, and yeah, he definitely does those really bad, like, remixes where it's like, Sweet Caroline, bum bum bum, and yeah, definitely that was him. Actually, he's probably not good at it. Probably better at whatever him and Astra are doing to be famous. I doubt he's DJing to be famous. But he probably thinks he's good, and we're just gonna tell him he is because he's trying his best. You know, he's trying. He's not very smart. He's not very cool, but he thinks he is. So let's just keep telling him he is, guys, okay? Let's listen. Sometimes you just gotta save people's feelings, and this is one of the people whose feelings we just gotta save. Okay? He's not the brightest, he's not the smartest, but he's trying his best. Again, he's trying his best. I like to think he has variations of this outfit. So basically, on a Monday he might wear this one, and then on a Tuesday he just swaps the shirt, like the color of the shirt and the jacket. And then he goes back to this on Wednesday. Basically, his wardrobe is just full of blue and black fluffy jackets. I know I'm trying to like leave the names as like open-ended as possible, but for this guy, for the sake of matching Astra, can we make his name something space related? You know, like Astra, astronaut, or whatever Astra comes from. I don't know, I just thought of that name on the spot. It probably does come from somewhere, but it sounds spacey to me, and I don't really care if the name you come up with actually correlates with space, as long as it sounds like something spacey, to be honest. Um, we're so smart in this house, okay? We're so smart in this house. Like, double distinction student, and this is what I say. You know what? It's fine though. This is the vibe we should be giving for this video. Anyway, on that note, we are actually at the end of the video. So, assumably, I'm going to put the 3 characters up on stage. Stage? Yep, on the stage, on the screen even. And you'll see them now, and I'll probably put a picture of the 3 of them together. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, I have not prepared the Irish word of the week. So, I don't know, it's spare. Spare means sky. That's pretty on theme, I think. Thanks for watching.